My group, I know typically in right-wing extremism, we talk about the glory of the white race or the honor, blood and honor and all this stuff. Though we were later involved with blood and honor, it was never as much about that as it was about, again, creating this like white bastion or white homeland within Canada. It's kind of like loosely, sort of like a free alliance or like free men sort of idea where we separate ourselves from this so-called Zionist operated society, which became a very troubling thing to actually try and believe in by the end for me anyways. So um, throughout the years in the organization, I think the hardest parts were watching some of the violence and we're watching some of the things dismantle in people's lives, including my own. So, um, you know, getting arrested, all these types of things, um, being involved in these types of groups, it requires, a lot of time and energy put into hating. And it really, that is a message I want to say that is, you're putting so much time into hating something else or somebody else and no time into working on yourself to making yourself a better citizen or a better person. Um, and, so all the different things that came up, like the negativity, it just was so very hard to deal with. That's the message. It's like, you know, you can't live a life of negativity like that and be positive yourself. It just doesn't, it won't ever work. So I would suggest to people who are wanting to join like something like this to think about what they're getting out of their life right at that point, and maybe try and think about things that will better their life, because this movement will not better your life. This movement will actually destroy your life. Um, there are so many holes in the ideology, but I also say don't challenge the way people think. Challenge them just to be better people, if that makes sense. Also, there's some questions about when I became disenfranchised to leave the organization. Yeah, that's the violence. Straight up, violence was too much. It was at my front door. One of the worst things was guys came to my door from a rival gang and they wanted to take my patch, and if my wife and kid were there, it was terrible. It's a terrible situation. So, um, uh, not to mention all the other infighting that was going on. That's definitely, and I started to see through the ideology. I started to think, future for the white race, or a future for humans. Could I ever teach this to my children? I don't think so. And I had one child at the time, and you know, when I was leaving, it was based definitely on family and just all the negativity. Um, that's where I would say you will get to. You'll end up in a very negative environment. So um, also, this movement can really affect your employment. It can affect your travel, um, your friendships, your family. I mean, I know of guys that lost their whole family because of this movement. I probably know 10 guys probably that got killed during my time in the movement. Um, it's not a safe spot. It's a volatile spot. Um, I would suggest to youngsters who are looking at joining something, seriously, in all seriousness, join a basketball team, join a hockey team, join a boys and girls club, join something, but do not join the white supremacist movement. It's not what they say online. I mean, online is a huge area of recruitment now. It's not a positive thing. Looking at the white race as a great new thing that you can fight for. It's no. This is a racist movement, and they're looking for people to join their different organizations, pay dues, be part of this, and possibly commit crimes. I'm not saying all groups are saying that, but um, you'll find any definitely. I know from my perspective, the organized skinhead groups, it's predominantly you're going to find guys that have either spent time in jail or will go to to jail at some point. It's part of the transition, and I guess I'm here to speak against joining it, because I can say that my involvement in those groups definitely took 15 years away from my life, and at least 8 out of my wife's life. So it's a terrible place to be at, and if you are trying to get out, if you're ever watching this and you're trying to get out, it's worth it. There's definitely some places you can go to get help. You can go to places like Life After Hate. You can go to police departments. You can go. They will help. There is help there, and a lot of these exit organizations, Exit Canada, Exit USA, all these places, Exit Sweden, I think there's one in Germany as well. You can contact them. It can be anonymous, and there are ways to get out. There are other people that are there to help you get out. So I think there's definite ways to get out and reform positive attachments to society, and and that's not just for right-wing extremists. It's for extremists in general. Like there's ways out. So if that's a positive message, if that's a positive takeaway, I'm out. I got out, and I'm now working to help others get out as well, and also educate folks on the dangers of it,